రైట్. సార్ ఇప్పుడు దాకా మనం ఏం చేసామంటే గిట్ నేర్చుకున్నాం సార్. డివాప్స్లో ఫస్ట్ టూల్ దట్ వీ హ్యావ్ లర్న్డ్ గిట్. సో కెన్ ఎనీ వన్ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఈస్ గిట్? వాట్ ఈస్ ది పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ గిట్? సో వాట్ ఈస్ ది పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ గిట్? ఎనీ ఐడియా, ఎనీ వన్? చేశారు ఇప్పటిదాకా అయిన సెషన్స్ అయినా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారు ఎవరైనా? ఈ వన్ థింగ్ ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ యూ, నేను డైలీ సెషన్స్ చెప్తున్నాను, బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ డూ ప్రాక్టీస్ మీకు ఏమీ రాదు. ఆ రోజు మీకు వచ్చినట్టు ఉంటుంది, దెన్ యూ ఫర్గెట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. సో డోంట్ డూ లైక్ దట్. ఈరోజు సెషన్ అయిపోయిందంటే నేను నేను అసలు కోర్స్ స్టార్ట్ చేయకముందు కూడా ఇదే మాట చెప్పాను. అయినో నేను చాలామంది స్టూడెంట్స్ చూశాను, మీరు కానీ పెండింగ్ పెట్టారంటే వర్క్ రేపు పొద్దున అదే మీకు బర్డెన్ అయిపోద్ది. ఓకే, సో ఎనీవేస్, సో వాట్ ఈస్ గిట్? వాట్ ఈస్ ది పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ గిట్? బై యూజింగ్ దిస్,
it's a collaboration tool, sir.
yes, by using this developers will manage their source code. Sir, to develop a web application, consider that there is a requirement to develop a web application. Okay sir, there is a requirement to develop some web application. To develop some web application, developers need to write the code or not? Right. So this code is nothing but the source. We call this code as nothing but the source code, we call it as, right? So this code is very important for the developers to manage. And ఈ source code ni దేని ద్వారా మేనేజ్ చేస్తున్నారు? దే ఆర్ మేనేజింగ్ విత్ ది గిట్. సో ఇన్ గిట్ దేర్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్. ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ, ఐ హ్యావ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ యూ. చెర్రీ పిక్, రీబేస్, రైట్, రీసెట్, గిట్ హార్డ్ రీసెట్, రైట్? లైక్ దిస్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ ఐ హ్యావ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ యూ, రైట్? సో ఈ సోర్స్ కోడ్ని గిట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? మేనేజ్ చేస్తుంది. దే ఆర్ మేనేజింగ్ ది సోర్స్ కోడ్ యూజింగ్ ది గిట్ అనమాట. సో ఇన్ ది ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ ఆర్ సమ్వేర్, మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా ఇంటర్వ్యూస్కి వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు అక్కడ గిట్ అంటే ఏమని అడిగారు అనుకోండి, సో వాట్ షుడ్ బి యువర్ ఆన్సర్? మీన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ సోర్స్ కోడ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ టూల్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ సోర్స్ కోడ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ టూల్, ఆర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వర్షన్ కంట్రోలింగ్ టూల్. వర్షన్ controlling tool. This any one answer you can give, sir. Any one answer. It is called as SCM tool or it is called as VCM, version controlling management tool, here also. Okay, SCM or VCM. ఈ one word మీరు చెప్తే ఓకే, the interviewers will understand that you know something about it. Okay,
యాక్చువల్గా మీరు అప్పుడు చెప్తున్నప్పుడు గ్లోబల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ట్రాకర్ చెప్పారు.
గ్లోబల్
ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ట్రాకర్ అలా చెప్పారు. అది కాదు సార్,
గ్లోబల్, ఓకే, రిపాజిటరీ, గ్లోబల్ రిపాజిటరీ. ఎస్ ఎస్, దిస్ ఇస్ గిట్లో ఉంది. గ్లోబల్ రిపాజిటరీ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇస్ దేర్. ఎస్ ఎస్, మీరు చెప్పింది కరెక్టే సార్. మీరు చెప్పింది, మీకు గిట్కి సంబంధించి చెప్పింది కరెక్టే మీరు చెప్పింది. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ మనకి ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ద ప్రాపర్ ఆన్సర్ దట్ వీ నీడ్ టు గివ్ ఇస్ ఇట్స్ ఏ SCM టూల్ ఆర్ VCM టూల్. సో మొత్తం మనం ఏం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయక్కర్లేదు వాళ్ళకి, జస్ట్ ఇది ఒకటి చెప్తే చాలు అనమాట, వాళ్ళకి అర్థమైపోద్ది, రైట్? సో గిట్ ఈజ్ ఏ SCM, సోర్స్ కోడ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ టూల్, రైట్? సార్ నెక్స్ట్, మూవింగ్ టు నెక్స్ట్ టూల్, దట్ ఈస్ Maven. Maven is also one of the tool in the DevOps. Majorly use this tool, right? So mostly the developers will use this tool called Maven. So if someone asks you Maven, what is Maven means, what should be your answer? Means anyone, any idea?
Build tool.
Very good. It is a build tool. It is a build tool. The next question that comes into your mind is, what does it build? What does it build? What does it build? This thing also I told you. Tell me. Very good. Artifact. What does it build? artifact. Sir, can anyone give me some examples related to this artifact? Examples of this artifact, can anyone?
The file. File project.
Dot var, sir, one example. Dot jar, sir, one example. Dot exe, one example. Sir,
Dot ER.
Very good, sir. Dot ER, EAR, dot EAR. So these are all the examples of the artifact. Sir, let's understand carefully what I am saying. Okay. Sir, tell me one thing. If you download anything from Google, if you download any software, from the Google, directly this software will run, sir, in your system, or else you will do something in your local system.
You need to do the setup.
We need to do the setup process also. Sir, tell me one thing. If you download any software, what is the extension of that application? Anyone? Any idea? Did you anytime observe?
WinRAR ఉంటుంది సార్, RAR ఫైల్.
Sir, I am going to Google. Sir, I want to practice one C program, sir. C program I want to practice. So for the C program, there is one ideally called code blocks. Okay, there is one ideally called code blocks. Now I am going to the Google, sir. Now I will search for the software called code blocks. Now I want to download into my local system for the practice purpose to do the C programs. Now I am going to Google and just typed here code blocks download. So this is the official website of the code blocks. Now I will go into this website. From here I will go to the download session. Here I will click on download the binary release. Mine is Windows, so I will select the Windows. Now I will select the fourth option. Just I am clicking here. Now the software is going to get downloaded in my local system. Okay, let it get downloaded. Okay, see, sir, here I am downloading in my local system. See, now, right, download is in process.
Setup.exe file.
Very good. Yes, that's what I want to tell you. Now I am going to the location where this software was downloaded. Now I went into that location. Now I am going to check the properties of this application. Go to the properties. These are here. Type of file, what it is written here? That is nothing but the artifact. Example of the artifact is nothing but the exe. So to develop this code blocks is also a software, right? Code blocks is also a software. So this software we are using means this software was also developed by who? Exactly, developers. This software was also developed by who? Developers only. So these are one thing I want to clarify. Now assume that developers want to develop some web application. They will write some code here, right? They will write some code here. You can see here, right? So now finally the code who give this code, this project client will give the project, right, to the developers. Who give the project? Client will give the project to the developers, right? Finally they need to hand over the project. Now they don't give the code, actual source code they don't give to the client. So before what they will do ante వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే వీళ్ళు రాసిన సోర్స్ కోడ్, రైట్? సోర్స్ కోడ్ మీన్స్ వాట్? బై యూజింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్. HTML యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, జావా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, జావా స్క్రిప్ట్ మైట్ బి దేర్, రైట్? డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ దే విల్ యూస్ టు డెవలప్ ది అప్లికేషన్. సో finally they will develop one source code will be available in their with them, right? So ఈ సోర్స్ కోడ్ అంతా కూడా మీరు ఏం చేస్తున్నారండి? ఫైనల్గా యు ఆర్ సెండింగ్ దిస్ ఎంటైర్ సోర్స్ కోడ్ టు ది GitHub, right? As a part of development activity, all the developers will send their source code to the GitHub. సో ఇప్పుడు GitHubలో కోడ్ అవైలబుల్గా ఉంది, మీరు డైరెక్ట్గా కోడ్ తీసుకెళ్ళి క్లయింట్ చేతిలో పెడతారా? టెల్ మీ వన్ థింగ్, ఈ కోడ్ తీసుకెళ్ళి డైరెక్ట్గా క్లయింట్ చేతిలోకి ఇస్తారా?
చేయలేదు సార్, దాన్ని సాఫ్ట్వేర్
అప్పుడు క్లయింట్కి తెలుసా అది ఎలా ఆ కోడ్ని ఎలా ఉపయోగించుకోవాలో క్లయింట్కి తెలుసా? మీరు రాసిన కోడ్ మీకు తెలుసు, క్లయింట్కి తెలియదు కదా. సో దట్స్ ద రీజన్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్యాకేజ్ దిస్ ఎంటైర్ సోర్స్. దట్స్ ద రీజన్ వాట్ వి డూ, we package this entire source. That's the reason. So after packaging, the artifact will get generated. The artifact examples are .var, .jar, .exe, .year, like that. These are all the examples of the artifact. So each and every thing have the different meaning. .var for the web application. .var is used for the web application. .exe for the enterprise editions, right? Enterprise editions, right? There is every meaning for this extension. So our point today, what we are going to do, we are going to develop a web application like how the developers will do, and right. So for that we require one artifact called, we are also going to generate one artifact, sir. That artifact today we are going to generate is var. In our example, we are going to generate one artifact called var. So it is used for the web application purpose. Okay, right. So if now the client runs this artifact means, the web application should show. So the web application should appear. So for that, what are the steps that we are going to implement? First of all, now see sir, here this is my local machine. Now in my local machine, I am having the source code. Assume that in my local machine, what I am having? I am having the source code. Now what I will do as a developer, the entire source code, what I will do, I will push to GitHub. So this is the GitHub. Entire, it means nothing but the remote repository. It is also called as what? Remote repository. Okay. Pushing was happened. Now where all the code is available, sir? Code is available at which point? GitHub, right? Now entire source code, I will pull it. Next step, what I will do, this entire source code which is available in the GitHub, that source code I need to package, right? We need to package. It means we need to generate an artifact by using the source code which is available in the GitHub. Now the source code is available in the GitHub because we have done activity called push by using Git. Okay, we have done this push activity using the Git, right? So with the help of the Git terminal, I have pushed my entire code to GitHub repository. Now what I will do, I will create one instance. I will create one Linux instance. Okay, I will create one instance, and this I will take with Amazon Linux, sir. We'll go with the Amazon Linux, right? So now what I will do, I will pull this entire source code from here to here, from GitHub to this Amazon Linux. I will pull the source code. So pushing is happening from the local machine to GitHub. Okay, pushing is happening from local machine to GitHub. This is the local machine. And pulling is happening from server to GitHub. Pulling the code here. We are pulling the code here. Okay. After pulling the code, what I will do? Now the source code is available here, sir. Now the code is available here. Source code. Okay. Now this source code I will package. I will package the source code here. So after doing package, what happens? Artifact will get generated. Okay. So artifact will get generated. So after generating this artifact, what I will do, I need to run the application. Once the artifact generated means I need to deploy the artifact on what? Web server. I need to deploy this artifact on what? Web server. Okay, web server. So here I am going to use Tomcat web server. I am going to use Tomcat web server, right? So once, okay, Tomcat web server I will create and I will run the Tomcat web server. So finally what you can do, you can run your application, this web application you can run finally. So you can copy the URL of your instance. It means finally you need to, the URL will be like this, okay, http:// and your instance IP address, okay, your instance IP address and slash your dot artifact, and it means your artifact, okay. Once you run this URL, your application should be, your application will get deployed, okay. Everyone can see this application, right? This is the project which we are going to implement today. Sir, before implementation of this project, there are few things which you need to understand in Maven. Some theoretical concept we need to understand. Okay, now tell me what we are implementing here. Can anyone tell me? Right? అందరికీ అర్థమైందా మనం ఏం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాం ఇప్పుడు? ఫస్ట్ ఇది మన లోకల్ మెషిన్. ఈ లోకల్ మెషిన్లో ఏముంది మన దగ్గర? కోడ్ ఈస్ దేర్, సోర్స్ కోడ్ అనేది ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలండి? బై యూజింగ్ ఇట్, what we are doing, we are pushing our entire source code to where? Central repository, okay, central repository or remote repository, anything you can call, okay, any name you can give, okay. You have forwarded this entire code to central repository. Next thing, after that what you will do? Next step, you will create one Linux machine. You will create one Linux machine, and after creating Linux machine, pushing activity already done. Now pulling activity should be done. After pulling activity, the code will be available in your Linux machine. Now after that, what you need to do? You need to package this entire source code. So the final file will get generated. That is nothing but the artifact we are calling it as. It means .war file will get generated here. .war file will get generated. So once war file got generated, next thing we will install one web application, web server, and the web server name is here Tomcat. Sir, do you remember anyone when I'm teaching you AWS concept, there also I have deployed one application. For that application also I have installed one web server for Windows and for Linux. Can anyone tell me for Windows which web server we use, and for Linux which web server that time we have used? Why sir silent? Sir, for that is instance, sir. I am asking about the web server. Which web server we have used for Windows and which web server I have used for Linux? So to run any application, we require web server. Without web server is nothing but a software. Without web server, we cannot run any application. So for Windows, which web server I have used? For Linux, which web server I have used? Others? What about others? Vamsi, Dean, Bhaskar. Which web server we need to use for Windows and Linux? Dean ఏంటి? ఏ వెబ్ సర్వర్?
AWS.
Not doing practice. See, for Windows, I already told you many times IIS. The default web server is IIS. IIS stands for Internet Information Services. Remember this. For Windows. Okay. This is specifically for Windows. For Linux, which web server I have used? Apache. Apache web server I have used for Linux. Okay. So in the same way here also we have one artifact. To run this artifact on top of the server, we require one web server, that is nothing but the Tomcat. Okay, so we are going to install this. Tomcat is also a web server, like this, both IIS and Apache. Okay, this is what I want to implement, sir, today. But today we need to understand few more things about the Maven. Now let's understand about those things. Clear, sir? Any doubts up to now?
WA window yeah.
No, purpose is same. Sorry, purpose is different. వాటిని మనం ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్ అంటాం, బట్ పర్పస్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్. వీ కెన్ కాల్ దెమ్ యాజ్ ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్, బట్
ఏదేమైనా సేమ్
category is same. They are also artifacts. Right. Any doubts? Any others up to now? Okay, right. Now let's move. Let's understand about the Maven here. Now, once read the definition of the Maven, sir. What is Maven? The definition of Maven goes like this. Maven is a powerful build tool, powerful build automation tool. Primary purpose of Maven is used for Java projects. Are you understanding? For build tools, not only Maven, we have different types of other build tools also. Other types of build tools also. If there are Python developers, they use a build tool called PyBuild. PyBuild. Okay. So if they are .NET developers, for example, .NET developers are there. Okay. They use MS Build. Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft, for Microsoft projects, they use MS Build. For Java projects, it's related to Java, means they will go for the Maven. Maven is also a build tool. These are some of the examples, and there are few more build tools like Gradle and okay, these are also examples of the build tools. There are many build tools in the outside market, sir. There are many build tools in the outside, but Maven is mostly used build tool for Java projects. It's specific to Java, sir. The Java developers will use this Maven. It's specific to Java. As a DevOps engineer, you no need to write the code. But how the developer is working with the source code, how the build process is happening, that part you need to understand. As a DevOps engineer, you don't write any code, but how the developers are managing the code and building it using these tools, that thing you need to understand. Okay, so that's the reason here. Okay, so it is specifically for the Java projects. It simplifies the build process, dependency management, and project lifecycle management. Dependency management, we will discuss about this also. What is dependency? Okay, for the projects we require some dependencies, sir. We require some dependencies. Without those dependencies, the tools will not work properly. Okay, next, real world use case ganaka meer ikkada chusinattaithe, developers use Maven to automate repetitive tasks like compiling code, packaging it into var and jar files, and managing the library. Okay, even though you are not understanding about these terms, whatever the explanation that I am giving you, please make sure about that explanation and adi matram teeskondi. Okay, next, key features. What are the key features? Dependency management. Just now I told you about the dependency management. Automatically downloads required libraries and frameworks. Okay, build life cycle defines standard phases like compilation, test process, and package. Project structure will be there, enforces a standard directory structure for easy collaboration. Example here, a Maven project ensures that correct versions of Spring libraries are downloaded automatically when building a Spring application. this Spring related to Java. Okay. So I have provided some links also here. Please go through this official documentation. Okay. So, right. Now let's understand. Just now I have discussed about this artifact. What is the definition of the artifact? An artifact is the final file, final output of the build process, such as jar, var, or zip file. It means that the final file which you give to the client, that is nothing but the artifact. Okay, the final file which you give to the client is nothing but the artifact. What are the use cases, sir? Here, artifacts are deployable files used to run an application. By using this artifact, directly you can run the application. If you double click on that, like ఇందాక నేను ఏం చేశాను, .exeని డబుల్ క్లిక్ చేస్తే ఆ ఫైల్ అనేది రన్ అవుద్దా లేదా? ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే, దట్ ఈస్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ ద ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్. ఇఫ్ యూ run this, it can be directly runnable. Okay, right, or shared as libraries for the other projects also. Next example, a .var file is an artifact deployed to web server like Tomcat. So this var file is a artifact deployed on top of where? On top of the web server, like what? Tomcat, to host a web application. Okay, key identifiers in Maven. Mavenలో మనకి key identifiers కొన్ని ఉన్నాయి. We must understand about this. First, there is something called group ID. What is this group ID? A unique identifier for the project organization. యూనిక్ ఐడెంటిఫైయర్, లైక్ యూనిక్ నేమ్ అండి మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్కి. సో చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు కమర్షియల్ అప్లికేషన్ అయింది అనుకోండి, యూ నీడ్ టు గివ్ com.your project name here. If it is a education related, edu, then edu.your website. Okay, your project name. Or else it is related to ఇంకేముంటాయండి మనకి, హాస్పిటల్స్కి సంబంధించి ఏముంటాయా, హెల్త్ కేర్కి ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ నేను చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా. కమర్షియల్ చెప్పాను నేను, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ చెప్పాను ఈడియు అని చెప్పి. ఆర్ఎల్స్ డాట్ ఇంకేమున్నాయి మనకి ఎక్స్టెన్షన్స్, .org, ఆర్గనైజేషన్, నాన్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, .org. If it's the project related to non-profit organization related, then you need to give org.your project name. That thing you need to enter. It will ask you, Maven ask you for the group ID. At that time we need to give this. Okay, next, artifact ID, the name of the artifact. మీ అప్లికేషన్ నేమ్ ఏది పెట్టుకోవాలనుకున్నారో that name you need to give here. Next, you need to specify the version. చూడండి, మనకి ప్రతి దానికి కూడా వర్షన్ అనేది ఉంటుంది, రైట్? సో ఇఫ్ ఐ గో టు గూగుల్ అండ్ అబౌట్ అస్ పేజ్, అక్కడ కూడా మీకు వర్షన్ కనిపిస్తుంది. సో యూ కెన్ గివ్ యువర్ ఓన్ వర్షన్ అనమాట. ఇది ఈ వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్ 1.2.2 ఆర్ ఎల్స్ 10.6. లైక్ దట్ యూ కెన్ గివ్ యువర్ ఓన్ వర్షన్ ఆల్సో. ఓకే, సో నెక్స్ట్, ద యూస్ఫుల్ లింక్స్. వన్స్ రీడ్ అబౌట్ దిస్ వన్ ఆల్సో, ఐ హ్యావ్ ప్రొవైడెడ్ ద లింక్. నెక్స్ట్, సార్, నౌ ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ అబౌట్ దిస్ వన్ ఆల్సో. సో I hope what is artifact, that thing is very clear for you. I think so. What is artifact? I hope everyone understand. And what is Maven? What it will do? That thing also everyone understand. I think so. Any doubts in this about the artifact and Maven? Once confirmed. Maven. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇది చదివింది అర్థం కాకపోయినా నేను చెప్పింది అర్థమైందా లేదా? That thing is very important. Whatever I have said in the prayer, that thing you did, all of you understand or not? What is Maven? What is artifact? ఆ రెండు అర్థమయ్యే లేదా? Next, there is a term called vulnerability. We need to understand about the vulnerability. అసలు vulnerability అనేది ఎందుకు వచ్చింది అనేది మీకు తెలియదు. సార్ చూడండి, మనకి డెవలపర్స్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను ఇందాక చెప్పుకున్నట్టు, ఫర్ ది డెవలప్మెంట్ ప్రాసెస్, ఇట్ మైట్ బి రిలేటెడ్ టు వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్. ఓకే, ఇట్ మైట్ బి రిలేటెడ్ టు వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్. ద డెవలప్మెంట్ యాక్టివిటీ విల్ హ్యాపెన్, ఓకే, బై ది డెవలపర్స్. నౌ అస్యూమ్ దట్ దేర్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్, దే ఆర్ డెవలపింగ్ సమ్ అప్లికేషన్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, లెట్ మీ గో టు గూగుల్ అండ్ జస్ట్ టైప్ హియర్ abstract this. Now I am going to open this website. Now everyone can see this website or not? This is a small company which is located in the Hyderabad. Okay. Okay. Now assume that the developers are doing the project related to this web application. Okay. Now I am going to the contact us page here. Observe carefully what will be there in the contact us page, sir. Obviously, the organizational address will be there. The organizational address will be there. So if you come down here, there is something called Google Map. This Google Map, how they got means because of the APIs. How did they get this Google Map? They got this because of the API. Okay. So what is API and what is vulnerability? Why I am saying about the API? Now you will understand. What is API means application program interface stands for. Okay. It stands for application program interface. Sir, as a part of development activity, now the developers are developing one web application. That's fine. So they require some APIs also to achieve the task. Okay. They require some APIs also, like what you have just seen here. To in the web application, they want to add this Google Maps. They require some APIs. So they would, so for everything they don't write the code, sir. What is API means? Simply I can say like it's just a predefined piece of code. APIs are nothing but predefined piece of code. Piece of code is nothing but the API. Okay, it means already this is also in the API also developers write the code. That is also code, sir, but it is not the complete web application related code, but there is some code which was already developed by other developers. Okay, by using these APIs, the developers will achieve some tasks by using these predefined codes in their development activity. Developers will achieve the tasks, right? So if they use the APIs means their development activity will become easier for them. Okay, the development activity will become easy for them, right or not? Because if they want to write and they want to develop each and every small minor thing means it will take a lot of time. So simply what they can do, they will download, they will integrate these APIs in their development process. Okay, so this API is nothing but the piece of code, predefined piece of code which was written by other developers, which it was written by other developers. Sir, one more example I will give you. You book tickets in the IRCTC website, all of you, right? మీరు అందరూ కూడా ఐఆర్సిటిసి వెబ్సైట్లో టికెట్స్ బుక్ చేస్తారా? You will get one message immediately to your mobile, right? Ticket confirmation, like this, those details you will get. So right, that message how you are getting, sir? Someone sending you from the other side or what? ఎవరైనా పంపిస్తున్నారా అటు పక్క నుంచి మెసేజ్? How you are getting the message? Because of the API. Because of the API. One more example I will give you. You book a food in Swiggy. స్విగ్గీలో ఎప్పుడైనా ఆర్డర్ చేశారా మీరు? So in the Swiggy also, immediately after the booking, you will get one message. Order got booked. Order got placed, like that. Or not? In Swiggy also you will get one message. Right? So that is also possible with the help of these APIs. So APIs are used everywhere, sir. APIs are used to implement small tasks in the development process. Now everyone understand about the API. What is API? Tell me one thing. Any doubts in the API? సురేష్ గారు అర్థమైందా API? What about Dean? What about Dean and other members? ఉన్నారా? వెళ్ళిపోయారు, పడుకుని పేరు. భాస్కర్ అర్థమైందానా? And what about Vamsi? Okay, very good then. Right, let's move forward. Sir, now let's come to our example. Right, sir. The development, the entire we are going to package this entire source code. What happening here? Here, sir. Once see here, from the local machine, we are pushing our entire source code to GitHub. Am I right? From the local machine, we are pushing entire code to GitHub. Before that process, before this process, okay. Before this process, now, as a part of the web application development, I am going to, the developer will add some dependencies also, like the APIs in the, here, sir. APIs are getting added. Okay, as part of the developmental activity, developer will add some APIs. Again, he will push the source code. Again, he will push the source code to the GitHub repository. If the developer, I will give you two examples for the APIs. For suppose the developer requires MySQL database connectivity, this API he will get the API from the Maven global repository. There is something called Maven global repository. From there, the developers will get all these APIs, sir. And the developer want the Google Map APIs also. The developer want some Google Map APIs also. That thing also they will fetch from the Maven global repository. Sir, where is this Maven global repository? Means there is a website called search.maven.org. Search.maven.org. From here, the developers will get the required APIs and they will put these APIs in their source code. Okay, they will place the source code. They will add these APIs in the source code. Okay. So let's go to that web application. Let's go to this location. Okay. Now let me show you this location also. Right now I'm going to Google. Now just I'm going to search dot maven.org. Now see, sir, here. This is the central repository of the Maven. Like GitHub, how the central repository is there. In the same way, Maven is also having the central repository. From here, whatever the APIs are required for the developers, those APIs can get from here. The developers will get those APIs from here. Now I am going to type here Google Maps. Okay, for your understanding purpose, I am going to type here Google Maps and I am searching for Google Maps API. These are many APIs are there here. For suppose I am selecting any one of the API and in the dependency tab, there will be some code here related to this API. There will be some code here in the dependency. Okay. So just here, if I go to versions overview, see, there is a dependency code is available. What the developer will do means they will add this code in their source code. Okay, wherever the source code is available, they will add this dependency into their source code. So automatically what happens, this Google API, Google Maps will get added into their project. Okay, so in this way the developers will handle the APIs. Okay, now tell me one thing, why the developer should develop source code from, sorry, these APIs from the Maven central repository? Tell me, anyone, any idea? Maven is having its own central repository. Maven is having its own central repository. The central repository name is search.maven.org. Search.maven.org. That is the URL. Okay. This is nothing but the Maven central repository. APIs are getting downloaded from this central repository. Why this API should get downloaded from this website only, not from the Google? That is my question. Anyone, any idea about this? Response, sir. All of you. What happened? మీరు ఏమనుకున్నారో చెప్పండి, రైటా రాంగ్ అనే తర్వాత విషయం. రైట్. సో ఎందుకు అనేది అంటే మీ ఏపీఐ అనేది ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తారు, అది అర్థమైందా సార్? పోనీ ఏం అర్థమైందో వాళ్ళు చెప్పండి. అసలు ఏపీఐ అంటే మీరు ఏమనుకుంటున్నారు? ఏపీఐ అనేది ఏంటి? అదొక పీస్ ఆఫ్ కోడ్ అన్నాను నేను, రీడిఫైన్డ్ పీస్ ఆఫ్ కోడ్. ఓకేనా సార్? ఇప్పుడు ఎంటైర్ వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ప్రాసెస్ జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు ఎక్కడో ఒక చోట థర్డ్ పార్టీ రాసిన సంబంధించిన కోడ్ కూడా యూజ్ చేస్తారు కొన్నిసార్లు. థర్డ్ పార్టీ పీపుల్ ఎవరైనా సరే ఆల్రెడీ కోడ్ రాసుంటే ఆ ప్రీడిఫైన్డ్ కోడే ఈ ఏపీఐ. ఆ ప్రీడిఫైన్డ్ కోడే ఈ ఏపీఐ. సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కూడా మీకు ఇచ్చాను ఏపీఐస్కి. ఒకటి గూగుల్ మ్యాప్స్ అన్నాను, ఇంకోటి మైసీక్వల్ డేటాబేస్ కనెక్టివిటీ. ఓకే, సో ఈ రెండు కూడా ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అని చెప్పాను. ఇప్పుడు ఏపీఐ అంటే ఏంటి అర్థమైంది మీకు? ఒకసారి చెప్పండి నాకు.
డిజైన్ డిజైన్
అంటే
ఫేస్ లాగా
ఇంటర్ఫేస్. ఇంకా దాన్ని ఇంకేమైనా వేరేగా ఇంకా చెప్పండి సార్. నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు, మీరు చెప్పండి. అంటే ఏ విధంగా అంటున్నారు?
ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అంటే సపోర్ట్ లాగా.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ, రైట్, ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. ఒక సపోర్ట్. ఎస్, సపోర్ట్ దేనికి? వాళ్ళ టాస్క్ ఈజీ అవ్వడానికి. ఇక్కడ మీకు డెవలపర్స్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ అన్ని యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు, బాగానే ఉంది. వాళ్ళు కోడ్ రాస్తున్నారు, కానీ కొన్నిసార్లు వీళ్ళు ఎవరో రాసిన కోడ్ని కొన్నిసార్లు వాళ్ళకి సంబంధించిన దాంట్లోకి ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేస్తారనమాట. సో అందుకే ఇది థర్డ్ పార్టీ రాసిన కోడ్నే మనం ఏమంటున్నాం అంటే ఏపీఐ అంటున్నాం. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తానండి. మీరు ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాయాలి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్, పెద్ద అప్లికేషన్ ఏదో డెవలప్ చేస్తున్నారు, దాంట్లో చిన్న క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ రాయాలండి. సమ్ ఆఫ్ 2 numbers అనే ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాయాలి. సమ్ ఆఫ్ 2 numbers. ఇప్పుడు ఈ సమ్ ఆఫ్ 2 numbers పెద్ద అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఈ సమ్ ఆఫ్ 2 numbers ఈ డెవలపర్స్ రాయడం పెద్ద కష్టమేం కాదు, రైట్? వాళ్ళు రాసేస్తారు కావాలంటే. కానీ వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే వేరే వాళ్ళు ఎవరో రాసిన కోడ్ని కాపీ పేస్ట్ చేశారనుకోండి, అది ఇట్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ ది ఏపీఐ. వాళ్ళ అప్లికేషన్లో ఈ సమ్ ఆఫ్ 2 numbers సంబంధించిన కోడ్ అనేది ఉంది, కానీ అది వాళ్ళు రాయలేదు, వేరే వాళ్ళు ఎవరో రాశారు. జస్ట్ వీళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు, ఈజీ అవడానికి ప్రాసెస్ ఆల్రెడీ అవైలబుల్గా ఉన్న కోడ్ని కాపీ పేస్ట్ చేశారు అనుకోండి, ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ని ఎక్కడ ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేసినట్టు? వీళ్ళు వాళ్ళు రాసిన సోర్స్ కోడ్లోనే ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా. సో దాన్ని మనం ఏపీఐ అంటాం. ఇప్పుడు క్లియరా? అంటే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇచ్చాను మీకు నేను అలాగా. రైట్, ఓకే. సో ఐ హోప్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ క్లియర్ నౌ. ఇప్పుడు నేను మన క్వశ్చన్ ఏం అడిగానండి మిమ్మల్ని? సెంట్రల్ రిపాజిటరీ, ఈ మ్యావెన్ గ్లోబల్ రిపాజిటరీ నుంచే ఎందుకు నేను ఏపీఐస్ అనేవి డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలి, అది అడుగుతున్నాను మిమ్మల్ని నేను. వై, ఎందుకు అయ్యి ఉంటుంది రీజన్? అక్కడి నుంచి ఎందుకు డౌన్లోడ్ చేయాలి? ఈ థర్డ్ పార్టీ పీపుల్ రాసిన కోడ్ గూగుల్లో కూడా అవైలబుల్గా ఉంటుంది కదా. మరి నేను గూగుల్లోకి వెళ్ళి డైరెక్ట్గా దానికి సంబంధించిన కోడ్ నేను డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కదా. ఇక్కడికే ఎందుకు వెళ్ళాలి? ఓకే, వాట్ అబౌట్ అదర్స్? భాస్కర్, డీన్, వంశీ, మీరేమనుకుంటున్నారు? సార్ సింపుల్గా మీకు ఒక విషయం చెప్తాను నేను, చూడండి. మీరు మొబైల్లో ఏదైనా యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నారు అనుకోండి, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తారు? వేర్ యూ విల్ గో? ప్లే స్టోర్కి వెళ్తారు. ఎందుకు ప్లే స్టోర్కి వెళ్తారు? గూగుల్లో కూడా అవైలబుల్గా ఉంటుంది కదా అదే యాప్. ఏంటండి, ఎవరు అన్నారు? అది ప్లే స్టోర్ సెక్యూర్ కాబట్టి. ఎందుకు ప్లే స్టోర్లో డౌన్లోడ్ చేస్తున్నారు? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ది సెక్యూరిటీ ఇక్కడ కూడా అంతే. చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏపీఐ అనేది డౌన్లోడ్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఎక్కడి నుంచి? మ్యావెన్ గ్లోబల్ రిపాజిటరీ నుంచి. మరి ఇప్పుడు ఎవరో రాసిన కోడ్ నేను డౌన్లోడ్ చేసి నా ప్రోగ్రాంలో నేను ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేస్తే వాట్ ఈస్ ద గ్యారంటీ దిస్ ఈస్ ద వైరస్ ఫ్రీ? వాట్ ఈస్ ద గ్యారంటీ దిస్ ఈస్ వైరస్? టెల్ మీ. వైరస్ రిలేటెడ్గా కూడా ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి ఉండొచ్చు కూడా, రైట్? సో హూ గివ్స్ ది గ్యారంటీ ఫర్ దిస్? దట్స్ ద రీజన్ Maven global repository is going to take care about that part. ఈ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ చూసుకుంటుంది. ఎవరు? దిస్ Maven central repository will take care about the security part also. సో ఇక్కడ ఎలాగ మీకు వర్క్ అవుతుంది అంటే, no one can modify this code. They can only read the code. Okay, they cannot modify, they cannot do any modifications. They cannot do any modifications. They can only read the code. Okay, so that is only possible here. Okay, code ni modify చేసే అవకాశం కంప్లీట్ గా దిస్ Maven గ్లోబల్ రిపోజిటరీ తినే చేస్తుంది. ఓన్లీ రీడ్ మాత్రమే చేయగలరు. సో సెక్యూరిటీ రిలేటెడ్ పార్ట్ కన్సిడర్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళు ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ చెక్ చేసుకొని జెన్యూన్ ఏపీఐస్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ will be available in this Maven global repository. So from here the developers will download APIs, right? So there will be no vulnerability issues. Vulnerability stands for nothing but the weakness. Okay, సో ఈ వీక్నెస్ అంటే ఏం లేదండి, ఇప్పుడు ఆ వైరస్ ఏమైనా ఉందనుకోండి ఈ ఏపీఐకి సంబంధించి, మీ ఎంటైర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ కొలాప్స్ అయిపోద్ది. వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఇఫ్ యువర్ సిస్టమ్ crash might happen, your application will go down, right? So that's the reason to avoid any vulnerability issues, to avoid vulnerability means weakness. Vulnerability stands for, so to avoid any vulnerability issues, the developers will use write API, and these write APIs will be available at which place? search.maven.org. Nothing but the central repository of the Maven. Central repository of, clear all of you about the API. Clear about this API concept, all of you? Right. Sir, I am very clear in explaining you what is Maven. I am very clear in explaining you what is artifact. Next, now you understand about the vulnerability. Now read the definition, sir, once. A vulnerability is a weakness in a software that can be exploited by attackers to cause harm, such as unauthorized access or data breach. Relevance in Maven, dependency vulnerabilities. So these APIs are nothing but the dependency, right? Libraries managed by Maven may have security issue. So best practice ఏం చేయాలి? Regularly you need to update the repositories to the latest stable version. Use tools like, this is a security tool actually, OWASP. So dependencies check to scan for the vulnerability. Okay, so we can scan the any type of viruses that are getting injected, means we can scan by right? So now clear about this, all the terms are vulnerability, artifact, APIs and the Maven. Any doubts up to here? So now you understand about the Maven global server also. I told you this global server is also called as central repository that stores libraries, dependencies for the public use. What is the use case, sir, here? Maven downloads dependencies from the global server when they are not available locally. right? So these all things we will you can practical steps are here you can find this actually మనకి ఏంటంటే we have git here, right? We have git here, and we have global repository, Maven global repository, and we have Maven local repository, Maven global repository, and there is a developer. Okay? Developer git, and here we have what? Maven global repository, and here we have Maven local repository. These terms you need to understand. Okay, Maven local repository. APIs are available in the global repository. All the APIs are available in the global repository. Right? The developer, what he will do? He will manage the code using this GitHub, Git terminal. Right? So what happens in his source code? If we want to add some APIs, means first these APIs will get downloaded in the local repository. From the local repository, there is a location called m2.m2. In this local repository, the file is available directory. Okay, locate and configure the central repository. So let me show you that file name is pom.xml. All the dependencies are available that file only. So now I am going to here. Now I am going to extract this folder. Sir, when you are doing practical part, please use my code only. I will provide you this code. You don't use any other code because you will get lot of errors. Go with my code only. Just I am going to extract this one. So I am going into the folder. Now I am going to open this pom.xml. Here there is a tab called dependency. So here you can add more number of dependencies. The opening tag of the dependency, the closing tag of dependency. Here if you want more number of dependency tags, just what you will do, developers will go here into the central repository of Maven, and I want to add some Google Maps related, searching for the Google Maps. What they will do, just they will copy this dependency and go back to pom.xml file, and here I will just paste, just I will go to file and click on save. That's it. In this way we can add the n number of so directly predefined code will be added to actual. Okay, this is the file which you need to remember. File is pom dot. If I go to properties, the type of file ends with .x. Extended XML stands for extended markup language. Okay, in this way you can add the dependent. Very clear. Next, there will be some dependency errors because of the version update. Latest version means you don't get any errors. Or if any previous versions are there, means you need to update them. The version. Right? So next, I am very clear in explaining the Maven local repository. What is Maven local repository? A Maven local repository is a directory on your system, on your local system, where downloaded dependencies and built artifacts are stored. These artifacts are stored in the Maven local repository. That is the default. This is the hidden folder. Actually, this is the hidden folder, and it can be customizable. Okay, and it can be. So that is these are the things which you need to remember about the Maven. This is the sufficient. This is sufficient. This theory part. I hope everyone about Maven, everyone understand, right? Any doubts are in this theory part related to Maven? So క్లియరా అందరికి? మరి ఇప్పుడు ప్రాక్టికల్ పార్ట్‌కి మూవ్ అయ్యే ఓపిక ఉందా? లేదంటే ఈ ప్రాక్టికల్ పార్ట్ రేపు చేద్దామా? మీ ఇష్టం. యువర్ విష్. యూ షుడ్ ఓన్లీ సే. ఇప్పుడు దాకా చెప్పింది అంతా కూడా అర్థమైందా? పెట్టుకుందాం. ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ అబౌట్ టుడే సెషన్. ప్రాక్టికల్ పార్ట్ ఎప్పుడు చేద్దాం? ఇప్పుడు చేసేద్దామా? రేపు చేద్దామా? మీ ఇష్టం. ఓపిక ఉందా అందరికీ అని అడుగుతున్నా. ఆ? దీనే వాట్ అబౌట్ వంశీ అండ్ వాట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ అదే నేను నువ్వు చివరి వరకు ఉండాలి ఇప్పుడు మొదలెడితే. నువ్వు లేకపోతే అసలు ఊరుకోవాలి. వీడియో ఆన్ చేసి పడుకోకపోతే కుదరదు. మధ్య మధ్యలో క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాను నేను. ఓకే దెన్. నాకు తెలిసి అర్థమైంది పరిస్థితి. ఇంకో గంట క్లాస్ చెప్తే పడుకుని పోతారు అందరూ. సో వెల్ రైట్, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. రేపు కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం. మరి ఏ టైం చెప్పుకుందాం రేపు? మాది కూడా చెప్పండి. యా షూర్. అదే అదే అది ఎలాగో ముందే పెట్టేసుకుందాం. అదే ఏ టైం అని అడుగుతున్నా. నైట్ పెట్టాను నేను రేపు. మార్నింగ్ నుంచి నేను ఫ్రీగా ఉంటాను కాబట్టి ఏ టైం అనేది మీరే చెప్పండి. మీ కంఫర్టబుల్. మీ ఇష్టం. ఏ టైం అయినా నాకేం ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. ఓకే. అందరికీ ఓకే నా టైము? 3-4. రైట్. సరే అయితే. అయితే మనం 4-5 పెట్టుకుంటే బెటర్ ఏమో. 3 అంటే అందరూ పడుకునే టైం ఏమో అది. మెయిన్ నేను పడుకుంటాను. నేను పడుకుంటాను ఆ టైంలో. మనం 4-5 స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం అయితే. యాహ్! షూర్ దెన్ 4:30 ఈస్ వెరీ గుడ్. రైట్. యాహ్! షూర్ సార్. రైట్. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఆల్ ఆఫ్. ఏం డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా ఎవరికైనా? ఎండ్ చేయొచ్చా సెషన్? థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో ప్రీవియస్ క్లాస్లో మనం ఏం డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నాం? వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్డ్ అబౌట్ ది మ్యావెన్ థియరాటికల్ పార్ట్. మ్యావెన్ అంటే ఏంటి అనేది అర్థం చేసుకో, రైట్? సో వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్డ్ అబౌట్ వాట్ ఈజ్ మ్యావెన్ థియరాటికల్లీ, రైట్? సో వీ హ్యావ్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ అబౌట్ ది మ్యావెన్ ఇన్ డెప్త్. సో ఇన్ డెప్త్లో మనం మ్యావెన్ గురించి అర్థం చేసుకున్నాం. సో now in this class what we are going to do, we are going to implement one real time project. This project is a real time project implementation that I am going to show now. Okay, right. Okay, so as to if now tell me one thing, if someone asks you what is Maven, then what will be your answer? What is it is a build tool. It is a build tool. Next question I want to ask you, what does it build? Very good. It builds an artifact. So can you give any examples of this artifact? .var, .exe, .jar, .here. These are all the examples of the. These are all examples of the artifact, right? So these are all the examples of the artifact. Okay, sir, right. So in the previous class we have discussed about APIs. What is APIs? We have discussed about vulnerability related to it, and we have discussed about dependencies. What are dependencies, right? And we have discussed about Maven central repository. And we have discussed about Maven local repo. These all things in the previous class we have discussed in depth, right, about the Maven. So any doubts in the previous sessions, or else we can continue in this class. So theoretical part anta ardhamainda last class lo, or else anything that you guys anywhere at any point that you did not understand means tell me, I will explain you one more time. Is everything clear? Can we move forward? Right. So now what we are going to do, now see here, I, ha- I am having my project ready with me. Now assume that I am the developer. Now assume that I am a developer. I have my project ready with me. Okay, just I am going to extract this project folder. Now it is in rare folder. It means in zip format. Now I am going to do extraction. So I am going to do extraction. Whenever you are going to do practice, please use my uh, my code only. Okay. So for practice purpose, go with my code only. Example. Okay. So in that way you don't get any errors. Now I am going to open this folder. Inside this folder, now we need to understand project structure. Now we need to understand the project structure of the Maven. Project directory structure. Project directory structure. Sir, inside the folder, when you open this folder, you are seeing two folders. Only one folder, that is what? SRC. That is nothing but the SRC. What is this SRC? Your actual source code will be in this SRC on. Actual source code will be in this location. Actual source. Okay. Now I am going to move into this SRC. Inside this SRC, there will be one more subfolder called test. One more subfolder you will find test. So what will be there in this test folder means unit testing will happen here. Unit testing related to the source code. Unit testing will happen. It means that so developers will test their code whether it is working properly or not. They will test in this folder only. Those test cases will be we can see here in this test folder. Okay. So next I am going into this folder. Now you will see main along with the test also. Main is a one more folder that you will see, and one more folder it will be there. Generally, right now it's not there here at this point, but usually you will see one more folder. Now I am going into the main. Now in this main, okay, so main along with the test. Main also a subfolder. These two are the subfolders. Inside this main, if I go into this main, I am seeing two more folders again. Again, I am going to see two more folders. What are the two folders that we have? One is Java and the other one is web app. So what in Java folder, what do we have means application logic will be there, sir. What do we have in this Java folder? Application logic will be written here. It means that application logic means the application should be accessible by using which ports? HTTP, HTTPS restrictions, or else database connectivity from the front end to back end. Those all logic will be there in this Java only. Okay, and right. So next one more folder you can see, that is web app. That is nothing but the web app. Okay, here the different types of technologies will be there. It means that user interface will be developed here only. User interface related code will be presented here. Okay, user interface related code will be here. Right. So this is what there will be in the web app folder. Web app folder. Next, now I am going into Java again. So this com folder, example folder, demo folder will be there inside this. Now you understand what Java folder will contains. And inside the web app, we have the application user interface. It means the front end, how the application will appear. Those all things I can see in this web app. It means HTML by using they might use HTML, CSS, JS, or else Java, or it might be Python, right? This type of things, everything will be in the, sorry, only front end part will be there here. Okay, like JSP. These all things will be available in the front end, like React, Angular, these all things. User interface related code will be available here. So this is the project structure. This is the project structure. Now I hope you got some idea related to this all the folders. Okay. So it is not our job, sir. We are not the developers, that we are not going to develop any application. But మనం ఏంటంటే స్ట్రక్చర్, ఆ ఫోల్డర్ ఏంటంటే ఆ ఫోల్డర్స్ ఏంటి అనేది ఒక ఓవర్వ్యూ లాగా మీరు అర్థం చేసుకుంటే సరిపోతుంది. సో ఇన్సైడ్ దట్ ఫోల్డర్ ఏముంటుంది అంటే దేర్ విల్ బి కోడ్ విచ్ వాజ్ రిటర్న్ బై ది డెవలపర్స్. సో డెవలపర్స్ కోడ్, యు ఆర్ నాట్ ది డెవలపర్స్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ది కోడ్. ఓకే, సో జస్ట్ వీ విల్ ఓవర్వ్యూ మీకు మనకు తెలిస్తే సరిపోతుంది అనమాట, వాట్ ఈజ్ వాట్ అనేది. ఓకే, right, sir. Now I am having the code with me. Now assume that I am the developer, right? Now I assume that I am the developer. I am in my local machine right now. This is my local machine. So now tell me, where is the code available? Code is available in my local machine. Okay. Now next step, what the developer will do? Developer will use Git to manage his source code. So by using this Git tool, what developer will do? Developer will push entire his code to where? Into the GitHub. Into the GitHub. So GitHub is nothing but the central repository. GitHub is nothing but the central repository where he need to push the code. He will push entire his source code here. Okay, right. Source code is a crown jewel for the IT company, right? Now, so how the code is code pushing happen? Code pushing happen by using a tool called Git. By using this tool Git, the developer is going to manage the code and he is going to push his entire code. So let's do the steps right now. Now I am going to my project location where my project is available. Now I am going to open the folder, project folder. Now I am going to right click here and I am going to open Git bash terminal here. Now you only tell, sir, how to push the code to GitHub. First of all, what is the first step, sir? What is the first step? Tell me. How can I push the entire source code to GitHub? Step one, we need to have the account. We need to have the account in GitHub. Sir, everyone having the account in GitHub. I already told you to create one account in the GitHub. I hope everyone created one account in GitHub. Create చేశారా అందరూ కూడా గిట్హబ్లో అకౌంట్ అనేది? సో ఆఫ్టర్ క్రియేటింగ్ ది గిట్హబ్ అకౌంట్, నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్, open the terminal, git terminal, nothing but open your project location. Tell me, sir, what is the first very beginning step that the developer will do? Git init. What this git command will do, sir? It will convert normal folder into working directory. Normal folder into, it will convert the normal folder into working directory. Now I am going to convert this project as a working directory, project folder into working. Now press enter. Two observations, one is master and one more hidden folder will get created. Okay, right. Next step, I want to check the status of each and every file. So what is the command, sir, that I need to use? Sir, I am asking you, I want to check the status of each and every file. What is the command? Git status, sir. Git status. It will show you the status of each and every file. Now see, each and every file, it is showing as untracked section, untracked file. as a untracked file. Already when I'm explaining you the Git concept, I told you there will be 3 stages. One is working directory, another one is staging area, another one is local repository. Now right now the all my files are in the untracked files. All my files are the untracked files. Now I want to move all these files to the staging area. What is the command, sir? From untracked section to staging area, I want to move all the files which I have. What is the command? Sir, why you are unable to answer, sir? I don't understand. In the chat box also you can mention your answer. If you know, you can mention your answer in the chat box. I want to move all my files to the staged staging area, untracked section to staging area. So git space add space dot. All the files will move from one untracked files will be moved to staging area. Completed, sir. Next, I want to move all my files from the staging area to local repository. What is the command? It means nothing but the developer want to do commit, because the developer is thinking that there is a meaningful progress in his code. There is a meaningful progress in his code. Now the developer, what he will do? He will move entire his source code to the GitHub. Now before moving to the GitHub, he will move all his files to the local repo. So git commit -m and one message he will pass. Let me open the document also. Right. Sir, I already told you there are some prerequisites related for this Maven. The prerequisite is nothing but the Java. Okay. Right. Step by step instructions I have given here related to this each and every directory. Okay. I told you, I have explained in the diagram also what each and every folder contains. Okay. Next, scroll down. Next, from here onwards, our practical part started. First of all, we have initiated the normal folder. I have converted normal folder into developers working directory, right? And once I have done that with git init, and I have moved all the untracked files to staging area by using command called git space add space dot. All the files move to staged area, and after that, now I want to move all my files to the local repository. So git space commits -m. When the developer will do commit, sir, means when there is a meaningful progress in his source. Now I am passing this message also. Initial commit with the Maven project. Now press enter. Done. All the source code now it is available in the local repo. From local repo, where the developer will push his code, sir? Tell me. Hmm? Now he need to push entire his code to GitHub. From local repo to GitHub. Right. So first of all, we need to create one account in the GitHub. So go to GitHub. I am already having one account. I am already having one account here. This is my account. Okay. Now I am going to the dashboard of the GitHub. Now click here new. Select here new option. Click on it. And first of all, we need to give one name to the repository. First of all, we need to give one name to the repository. Repository is where all the source code is available. Before that, we need to name the repository. So I am going to name the repository real time project. Okay, real time Maven project. already existed in this account, it is saying. So let me take like project -1. Okay, so just I have given some names are here for my project, for my repository. I have given some name, and in the description also I have provided. It is optional anyways. Now here I am selecting the public option. Now scroll down, click on create a repository. Once the repository was created, scroll down, and I am going to note down these commands. If you see, it is written here, if you want to push your entire code to repository, we need to use these following commands. Okay, so for that purpose I am just copying this entire commands. I am going to open the notepad one more time. So whenever you are doing the practice, please use notepad. Okay, so here I will do some modifications. My branch name is master, so instead of main I am going to change this main to master. Okay, now first of all I need to add the GitHub origin. This origin with my, I need to link, sir, this I need to tell the git this is my origin. So for that purpose there is a command called, this is the command which we need to use, git remote add. So because it is in remote location the servers are in, so we are going to add the origin first. Now open the git bash terminal. Now paste your command here. Now we are saying to the git, this is our origin. It means this is our location where we want to send our entire source code. Now press enter. Origin added successfully. Next thing what we need to do, we need to select the branch. We need to select the branch. I am giving the command git space branch space -m. So branch name is master. Branch selected and executed the command. Next command is, I need to push my entire code related to this branch to this origin. Okay, this remote location. So I am going to push, for pushing the code, this is the command which you need to. So the code is pushing is happening from this branch only. So that's the reason I have mentioned the origin as master. Now press enter. Now the entire source code will get pushed into GitHub. Now next step what you will do, go to GitHub and check whether the code is available or not. The code available or not. src main, the same folders are we seeing here also, src and pom, src and pom. Under src there is a subfolder called main. See, all the folders came here. If I go into src, few more folders also I will. Any doubts up to here? Clear everyone? Next. Next step what we need to do, sir? We have pushed the entire our code to GitHub. As a developer, the developer related activity was done. The developer pushed his entire source code to GitHub. Next step, deploy. Step 3, deploy the project on Amazon Linux. For that we need to create one EC2 machine and we need to connect to the. So next step what we need to do, we need to create one EC2 instance. Okay, so this is nothing but the Amazon Linux I want to create. Amazon Linux machine. So once the machine is created, next step what I need to do, I need to connect to it. So let's do that. So let's go to the AWS account. Here I am going to select the instances. Click on launch. Sir, I am giving some name here. Maven Project Maven Project. You can give any name. For now I am going with the name called Maven Project instance. Now scroll down, operating system. which AMI I'm choosing here, which AMI? Amazon Linux. Scroll down, instance type, it is T2 micro, and the key pair, I am creating one key pair, -1, let's take, already it is available. Next, go to network settings, click on edit, security group name I am giving, description I am giving. All these things I already explained with many times when I am telling you the AWS concepts. So now in the network settings, I am going to enable one more port. I need to enable. Can anyone tell me which port I need to enable here? HTTP I need to enable, sir. So source type anywhere. One more port also I need to enable, sir. Can anyone tell me which is the port? One more custom port I need to open here. See here. Sir, once the mission created, the next step what I will do means I will install the Tomcat web server. Next step what I will do, I will install Tomcat web server. By default, this Tomcat will run on the port number. By default, it will run on the port number 8080. Remember this. Tomcat will run on the port number by default 8080. So custom port we need to enable here. So adding one more security group rule, that is nothing but the custom TCP, and here I am going to give by port number 8080 it is, and source I am giving as public. Okay, custom ports are this is I am giving here. Remember, when you are doing the practice, remember it is custom TCP I am giving, right? So total 3 ports I have opened, SSH, HTTP along with one custom port. Port number is 8080. By default, Tomcat web server will run on this port number on 8080. Now scroll down, click on launch. Security group already existed, right? So let's give some another name, -1, -1. Now click on launch instance. It is showing success, did not get any error. Just click on view all instance. Now do refresh once. My instance is in running state. Next step what I need to do, sir? As per the PDF, I need to connect to the instance. I need to connect to the, so how to connect to the instance? I am going to directly connect to the instance. Okay, directly I am going to connect to the instance. In your case, when you are going to do practice, you can go use any other tools if you want. Just click on connect here, scroll down, click on. So for time saving purpose, only for the explanation purpose, I am going to go with the GUI. Direct connectivity I am taking. Okay. Next, once I am done with this, sir, next thing what we need to do, sir, I need to install. Now I am going to push. I need to install this all the Git. Okay, Git Maven, and prerequisite for Maven is Java. All these things in the server also. In the server also. These all things I need to install. So because why means here also I need to use here in the web server I am in the Amazon Linux machine I am going to install Maven. Here I am going to build the project. In the real time you will not going to build your project in the local machine. Okay, remember that you are going to in the real time where the development activity will happen package when where the package will source code package will happen means in the server itself. So we need to install these things in prior. Okay, we need to install Git, Maven, Java, JRE, JDK, these all things. So the first we need to what we are going to install here, we are going to install the Git. Install required tools on EC2 instance. First we need to install Git, then we go for the Java and we go for the installation of Maven. So what is the command to install the git means sudo space yum space install space git hyphen. So this is the command which you need to use. Instead of yum, try to use dnf, sir. Instead of yum, try to use dnf. Dnf and yum both do same job. Yum is deprecated version. DNF is the latest one. Okay. Just click on paste here. This command will install the package called git. Now press enter. Complete. So git installation successfully completed. Next thing we need to install the Java. Run the following command on your EC2 instance. To check the CPU architecture, just go to uname-m. Because why we are giving this command? Now I want to install the Java in the Amazon EC2 Linux machine. Generally, when you want to install this Java, just go to the Google and just type here Java Oracle download space Linux. Here, if you go to select this one, select this download option. See here, there are different three types of operating systems available. Now I am selecting Linux. In this, among these all things, which one you need to select, you don't know. That thing, for that purpose, first of all, you need to give this command uname-m. So it will show you the architecture of the CPU. Based on the CPU architecture, you need to pick one option among this. Okay. So now I am going to give the command uname-m. So it is showing me the architecture as x86_64. So for x86_64, which option I need to pick here? Standard 64-bit architecture, most EC2 instance. Okay. So output is showing you like this means now go to the Java website. You can see here x64 Debian package. It is showing you, right? x86_64. For Amazon Linux, is your architecture is x86-64 means you need to choose x64 RPM package. Okay, x64 which package? RPM package. If your architecture is Arch64 means you need to pick up ARM. Okay, now we need to select this x64 RPM package. Now, is it available x64 RPM package? See, this here it is available. Now, what you will do? Don't click on this link, sir. Don't click on this link. Just right click this link. Copy the link address. Now you will get the option like this. Now you need to say wget. Okay, wget, and after that next to it provide the link. Now JDK 23 version will get installed into your system in the local server. Sorry, in the Amazon Linux server. This JDK file will, this Java installation will happen. Now I am going to enter this command. I am going to the instance now. I am going to paste the command here for Java installation. Now press enter. Java successfully installed. Next thing what we need to do? Right. Next thing what we need to do? We need to extract the next. It is in compressed format. Now we need to install this package. The package successfully downloaded. Now the install, we need to do installation. So to install this package, we need to give this command. Okay. So just copy it and go to the terminal and paste the command here. Now the extraction will happen related to Java. Now how to check the version whether it is installed or not, sir? What is the command which we need to give here? What is the command that we need to give to check whether the Java installed or not? Java space hyphen version. Java space hyphen version. Now you can see here the version ID it will show 23.0 dot. Okay. The Java installation successfully completed. Next, what I need to install as per the diagram? Tell me. Git I have installed. Git installation done. Maven installation done. Next thing what? I need to install the. Sorry, Maven installation was not done. Git and Java done. Now we need to install the Maven. So to install Maven, what is the command? Anyone? Sudo space dnf space install space instead of git use mvn or else maven. What is the command, sir? Maven hyphen y. What is the command? Maven hyphen y. Now Maven will install into your local machine. Into the server, not the local. So installation is happening where, sir? In the EC2 instance. It means in the server. Right, sir. After the installation of the Maven, can anyone tell me how to check the version of Maven? Okay. Response, sir. What happened? Yeah, not Maven, sir. It is MVN. We need to use a command called MVN space hyphen version. See, now it is showing the version of the Apache. Apache organization is handling this Maven. Okay. So it's related to this organization Apache. So the Maven version also you can see. Right, sir. We have done the prerequisite. What are the prerequisite Java for this Maven? We have done that also. We have installed Git. We have installed Maven. Everything we have done. Next step, what you are going to think? What is the next step that we need to do as a developer? Next, we need to pull the code from the source code to. We need to download this source code which is available in the GitHub into our server, into our where, sir, where we need to install, where we need to download the source code in the EC2 instance. Into this EC2 instance, I am going to pull entire source code which is available in the GitHub. Why I am going to do this? Because I want to build this entire source, code. The package management should happen here. I need to build process where it should happen. It should happen in the EC2 instance. So now I am going to pull the entire code from the GitHub. So to done the pull activity, first of all, what we need to do, what command we need to use, go to the GitHub again, select the code option. Here you can see clone using web URL. Just copy this and I am going to paste this in Notepad. This is the URL and just say git clone. So entire source code will get pulled from the GitHub to into your EC2 instance. Into your EC2. Now I am going to paste the code here. Now, so let me check once the command is correct. See, git clone space repository URL you need to mention. So pulling activity will happen then only. Now go to the EC2 instance. Now press in this terminal, press enter. Okay, it is saying that we need to use sudo space get clone. Command not found. What happened? The mistake that we are doing. Git clone and the repository URL. Yeah, that one was the. Oh, get clone. I am good. Sorry, spelling mistake. Sorry. Git, right? Now press enter. Right, the entire source code now it was downloaded into the EC2 instance. Pulling activity was done, sir. Pulling activity was done. Next step, what we need to do? After that, we need to move into this project. Now just type ls. Now just type what? ls. Now you can see the project folder that is here. Real-time Maven project -1. That the same project which is available in the GitHub. Now you can see in your EC2 instance. Now go into that project. Now we need to enter into the project folder. It means nothing but the project directory. Now I am going to, by giving the command called cd. Cd stands for change directory. Now I am inside this project directory. Now if I type ls, see pom.xml I can see along with the src folder. Along with the src. Now next step, what I need to do? I need to build. I need to do build process. It means that nothing but packaging entire source code. Packaging entire source. Now to do that, you need to pass the command mvn clean space package. See here. To build the project, run the following command to generate which artifact we are going to generate now. .var. So this is the command which you need to pass. mvn clean space package. Now if you press enter, sir, remember one thing, when you are going to do this build process, you must be inside the project location, project directory location. You should be inside you need to go to this project location. After that only you need to pass this command mvn space clean space package. Now the build process will happen. Now see, now what happens means it will generate an artifact. The extension of the artifact is .var. Now press enter. Okay, we got some error here. What is that error? Build failure. Default compilation failure. File handling has not been set using platform. Let me type ls here. pom.xml is available and src is also available. Let me run the command one more time. -x is mentioned here. Rerun Maven using -x. Now press enter. We got some errors. Let me check why the build failure was happened. Actually here we need to see a message called build success. So let me take the help of the GPT here. Maybe the dependencies related issues might be there. So let me copy this entire thing. Now I will go to GPT section. So let me put this entire code. We need to troubleshoot here. Now let me. Okay, The error could not create parent directories indicate Maven is unable to create required directories for compiled class files. This issue often rises due to one or more of the following reasons. What is that? File system permissions. The target directory or its parent directories may not have the necessary write permission. Ensure that a user running the Maven build has required permissions to create. Okay, right. Okay, I hope I need to give this command with the help called sudo. Right. So again, I'm giving the command mvn clean package by using a sudo. Let me check whether the if the same error is showing us means we will troubleshoot it. See guys, in front of you only, I have troubleshooted the issues, whatever the issues that I am getting, those things of those such type of issues, I am going to troubleshoot in front of only, right? See, nowhere, see, because why I am showing you this means in the upcoming days also, you must able to troubleshoot the issues yourself, okay? Now, see here, I have executed the command with root privileges that at that point I did not get any error. That is the meaning of the error which we are getting. So that one solved now. Now we are getting the message as build success. It means artifact got generated. Artifact got generated. Where the artifact is available right now? In this location. In this location. Now I am going to copy this entire location. I am going to notepad and this I am going to paste this here in my notepad for future reference. My artifact is available here right now. Okay, var generated successfully, build success. You can see the message also, that is build, the total time this much it was taken. Okay, right. Next thing what we need to do, right? So we have built an artifact successfully. Next we need to deploy our artifact. So deploy an artifact, first of all we need to have this Tomcat web server. We need to install this Tomcat web server in our EC2 instance. In our EC2 instance. So Tomcat we need to install. So let's install this Tomcat. Let's install this Tomcat. So how to install this Tomcat? Right. So up to now, any doubts, guys? Anyone? Is everything clear up to now? Let me know. So Tomcat installation. Tomcat is nothing but the web server. We need to install this web server. Why we need to install this web server? To run a web application for any if you want to run any web application, not only this. If you want to run any web application, I already told you for Windows which web server we use. Can anyone tell me? In the previous class also I have asked the same question. No one responded. Yes, it is IIS. Very good. Next, for Linux means multiple options also there. Apache. Apache. So like this, now it is also a Linux. Amazon Linux is a Linux operating system. This Tomcat is also a web server. It is related to the Java related applications. Most probably this Tomcat web server will be used. Okay, right. So now we need to install this Tomcat in our EC2 instance. So just I am going to type the command cd. Okay, so I will go back to the user home location. Now here I will run the command to install the web server. I am going to run the command wget and in front of wget I will use a I will run this command with root privileges. Just I am going to type here sudo. Now press enter. So Tomcat installed successfully, but it is in zip format. Now we need to extract this Tomcat. So this is the command to extract the zip file. Okay. Now the extraction will happen. So after this, next step, what we need to do? Move this Apache Tomcat 9.0 to this folder. That is nothing but the Tomcat. See, this Tomcat folder not existed. Okay. MV, if you give the command, actually here if you see, there will be, if you can see this folder, Apache space Tomcat -9.0 folder will be there. Now if I go here and type ls means, you can see that folder. I right or wrong? See here, Apache Tomcat space 9.0.9.8. This folder, we are going to create one more folder. The folder name is Tomcat. We are going to move this folder into, it means nothing but renaming this folder to another name, and it will move the code into that folder. Okay. So Apache, I am giving the command, and where we want to move, it will create, we are telling that to create one folder and move entire code to Tomcat. Now press enter. Done or not? Done this step also. Here also same steps will be there. See MV Apache Tomcat 9.0 and one more folder will get created, that is Tomcat. Now next step what we need to do, we need to copy our artifact to Tomcat folder. We need to copy our artifact file to Tomcat folder. Sir, where is this artifact available? In the target folder location. So now let's go there. Now let's go there, sir. So where is that available? CD, the real-time project. Now type ls here. Now type ls here. Target folder is available. CD target. I am going to that location. CD target. Here my artifact is available. Now if I type ls, can you see .var here? So here my artifact is available. Okay. Now if now I want to take this location. Now I want to know about this location. What command we can go for, sir? pwd, present working directory. This location I am going to copy in my notepad. Now just come to here. This is the location which my var file I am having. So this one I need to move or copy. I need to copy, not move. Okay. Sorry. cp space, and this is in this location I am having the demo.var, right? So demo.var I need to move to where I need to move, into this Tomcat folder. Right now in that location only I am, I think so. Okay, just I am pressing CD. Again I will go back. If I type ls, okay, Tomcat location is also available. Now I will copy this entire code. Now I am going to copy this entire code. Now I will go to the EC2 machine and I will paste the command here. So now this artifact will go into this folder called Tomcat. Now press enter. So permission denied because of root privileges. Sudo space. See, I did not get any error. Successfully I have moved my artifact to this folder called Tomcat. Right? So okay. One more thing, observe here. In the previously we have given here one command called mv space, right? See this one. When I have given this command mv space Apache Tomcat 9.0.98, this folder got deleted and it created one more folder. Now this entire code was pushed to this Tomcat folder. Okay, this folder is not available anywhere. Okay, it got deleted. Okay, right. Next step, what we need to do? We have successfully moved our artifact to Tomcat. So now, okay, we need to move into the web apps, not this Tomcat also. Yeah, right. So, acha, okay, I'm very sorry. So let's go to it. Again, I'm going to give the command and forward slash web apps I need to give. Inside this folder, inside this Tomcat, there is one more folder called web apps. To that location, we need to pass the artifact. So now again press enter. See, I did not get any error. Okay, as per the PDF only, I have done the steps. Next, we need to start the Tomcat server. Navigate to which location, sir? Bin directory and start the server. Okay, right. So I need to go to this bin location. Okay, right. So let me check in the Tomcat there is a folder called bin or not. So I am going to enter Tomcat directory. Now if I type ls, like can you all see here bin directory, right? So go to the directory. How to go switch into that directory? Just give the command cd space bin. Now okay, permission denied. Use sudo. Now I am inside the directory. Now if I type ls, there will be okay, go ls. Now after entering into this bin location, we need to pass the command. We need to start the Tomcat server by giving this command called dot startup dot sh. Okay, so let's start the Tomcat server. Press paste here. Enter. Okay, the startup dot sh not there. Okay, in the web apps, let's go to the web apps. Now type ls. Don't see any startups here to run. Okay, let me check this also. Let me troubleshoot. Now again type the command cd bin. Now I am in the bin location. Now type ls. Can you see any startup script here? Okay, startup script is available. Oh, bye bye. సో ద రైట్ పర్మిషన్స్ లేవు ఈ పర్టికులర్ ఈ యూజర్కి ఈ లొకేషన్కి వెళ్ళడానికి పర్మిషన్ లేకపోవడం వల్ల వీడు ఎంటర్ అవ్వలేకపోయాడు ఇప్పుడు దాకా. సో నేనైతే పర్మిషన్ ఎనేబుల్ చేశాను. దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ వీ కెన్ ఎనేబుల్ permissions by using this command sudo, right? So now we can run the script dot what is the command dot forward slash and just type this startup dot sh. Now press enter. Tomcat should get restarted, but we need to run this with sudo permission, sudo space. See, Tomcat started successfully. Now, next thing what we need to do? Now copy the public IP colon 8080 along with the your folder. It means that your artifact name demo. Right. So let's go to here and copy the public IP. And I'm going here. Just I'm pasting the command http colon forward slash and the IP address you need to give. Along with that what we need to give? :8080 because the Tomcat server will run on this port. :8080 and / its demo. Now copy the entire URL, go to any browser, now press enter. See, finally you all can see the application. Now from your side also you can check whether you are able to see this same thing from your side also or not. I am going to paste this URL in your group. Now press enter. ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసి చెప్పండి నాకు అవుతుందా లేదా అనేది. చెక్ ఇట్ అవుట్. Yes. So this is how we need to implement the project. Okay. Larry madam, good evening. ఎలా ఉన్నారు? ఓకే, మధ్యలో జాయిన్ అయ్యారా? ఓకే, రైట్. సో భాస్కర్, క్లియర్ అర్థమైందా? సో అలా ట్రబుల్ షూట్ చేస్తున్నాం ఏంటి అనేది అర్థమవుతుందా? డీన్, వాట్ అబౌట్ యూ? సో ఫైనల్లీ వీ మస్ట్ ఏబుల్ టు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ ఫైనల్ స్టెప్. డీన్, అర్థమైందా? చెప్పు. గుడ్. సి దట్స్ ద రీజన్ ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ యూ. ఇప్పుడు మేము ఎంతో సేపు వీటి మీద వర్క్ చేసిన అట్ ది టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఎక్కడో చోట మాకు ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. సో టు ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ ఎర్రర్ మేమే అక్కడ ఉండి ఆ పర్టికులర్ స్టేట్లో ఉండి మేము ట్రబుల్ షూట్ చేసుకొని మీకు చెప్పాల్సి వస్తుంది. చూడండి, సో నేనేం చెప్తున్నానంటే ఈ ట్రబుల్ షూటింగ్ స్కిల్సే మీకు రావాలి ఐటీ ఇండస్ట్రీలో. ఇదే ఇంపార్టెంట్ మీకు. సో రేపు పొద్దున ఏదో ఒక ఇష్యూ వస్తూనే ఉంటుంది దేని మీద ఒక దాని మీద. ఆ పర్టికులర్ టైం అప్పుడు మీరు ఏ విధంగా ట్రబుల్ షూట్ చేశారు ఆ ఇష్యూని అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇలాంటి ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తేనే మంచిది. సో అట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ జాబ్ మీకు ఆ ఎర్రర్ వచ్చిందంటే ఈజీగా అర్థమైపోతుంది ఎందుకు వస్తుంది ఎర్రర్ అనేది. మీకు ఎర్రర్ రాకుండా డైరెక్ట్గా కమాండ్స్ అనేవి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిపోతున్నాయి అంటే దెన్ నథింగ్ యూ విల్ లర్న్. ఓకే, సో ఎంతసేపు పట్టింది? ఐ థింక్ 1 hour 17 minutes. ఓకే, సో లెందీ ప్రాసెస్ సమ్వాట్. ఈ రికార్డింగ్ అంతా నేను ఈరోజు అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే, సో అబ్జర్వ్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అండ్ డూ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ సైడ్ ఆల్సో. సో బై దిస్ వీ హ్యావ్ కంప్లీటెడ్ 2 tools అండి. వన్ ఈస్ గిట్ అండ్ అనదర్ వన్ ఈస్ Maven. Next tool that we are going to move forward, that is nothing but the Jenkins. Very important tool. From here onwards actual DevOps sessions are going to start. It means that automation process is going to start from here. Okay, manual ga ikkada nunchi మనం ఏం చేయం. Everything we go with the automation by using Jenkins. Padma, how are you? Okay, I think is not available. Okay, fine. Okay, right guys, ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయి రిలేటెడ్ టు దిస్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ I will explain you or else I will end this session. Let me know. Yeah, sure. ఇదంతా కూడా మీకు నేను సెండ్ చేస్తాను. దిస్ ఇస్ ద రియల్ టైమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. ఇప్పుడు మనం చేసింది రియల్ టైమ్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్. రిమెంబర్ దట్స్ ద రీజన్ మనకి చాలా ఎర్రర్స్ వచ్చాయి. సో ఎనీవేస్ వీ హ్యావ్ ట్రబుల్ షూటెడ్ అనుకోండి, రైట్? సో మనం ఏం చేసామనేది ఓవర్వ్యూ అర్థమైందా? ఫస్ట్ మనకి ఈ పర్టికులర్ స్టెప్స్ చేయడానికే ఎంతసేపు పట్టిందో చూడండి. జస్ట్ లోకల్ మెషిన్లో డెవలపర్కి సంబంధించిన కోడ్ ఉంది. డెవలపర్ ఏం చేశాడు, గిట్ టర్మినల్ యూస్ చేసుకొని ఎంటైర్ సోర్స్ కోడ్ హీ పుష్ ఇట్ టు GitHub అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ వన్ సర్వర్, నథింగ్ బట్ EC2 instance. Inside this server also we have installed Git, Maven, Java and Tomcat web server. And after that we have done the build process. We have generated one artifact got generated. That artifact we have deployed on top of the web server. Then only మీరందరూ కూడా అప్లికేషన్ చూడగలుగుతున్నారంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ది Tomcat web server. Without installation of Tomcat web server we cannot run the artifact. సో క్లయింట్కి ఫైనల్గా కావాల్సింది ఏంటి అంటే తన అప్లికేషన్ రన్ అవ్వడం, రైట్? సో ద ఫైనల్ ఫైల్ విచ్ యూ గివ్ టు ది క్లయింట్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ది ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్. దట్స్ వాట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు కన్వే త్రూ దిస్ ప్రాక్టికల్ సెషన్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ది థియరాటికల్గా. నిన్న 3 days నుంచి మీకు చెప్తున్నాను, 3 days నుంచి క్లాసెస్ అవుతున్నాయి మ్యావెన్కి సంబంధించి. వన్ పాయింట్ ఐఎమ్ స్ట్రెస్సింగ్ యూ అబౌట్ ది ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్. And remember, dependencies, AMIs, these things also, just go to Google and check it out. నేను చెప్పడం కాదు, ఇప్పుడు నేను యాజ్ ఎ ట్రైనర్ సమ్వాట్ ఐ కెన్ డెలివర్. అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే గూగుల్లోకి వెళ్ళి వాట్ ఆర్ డిపెండెన్సీస్, వాట్ ఆర్ APIs, వాట్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఆర్టిఫాక్ట్, జస్ట్ డూ సమ్ రీసెర్చ్ అంతే. చెప్పండి మన ఎవరు లహరి మేడం, మీరు డౌట్ ఏదో అడుగుతున్నారు. భాస్కర్ చెప్పనా? ఓకే రైట్, ఓకే రైట్. సో ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఐ కెన్ ఎండ్ ది సెషన్. వీడియో రికార్డింగ్ విల్ బి అవైలబుల్. ప్లీజ్ ట్రై ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ సైడ్ ఇఫ్ యూ గెట్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్. అన్నీ పెడతాను, నువ్వు మాత్రం ప్రాక్టీస్